Good afternoon. My name is Woyche, and this is Jami Woyche, and we are co-founders of Arts and Technology Institute. We are also PhD candidates at the University of North Texas Department of Learning Technologies. Well, actually, Jami is defending her dissertation next week. So, candidate?
Almost not candidate.
Yeah, almost not a candidate. So, before we begin, I want to tell you a little bit about who we are and what Art and Technology Institute is, because this is our ongoing research project, basically. We used to be public school teachers. Jami taught elementary and middle school. I taught middle school. And about 5 years ago, with all the changes that are happening in the U.S. education system in public schools, we kind of decided to, find our own path. And we started and it took us about a year to design and develop what we want to do. And now we have our training center. We work with kids starting at 6, and our oldest student right now is 43 years old. We do many different things. We teach classes in game design, animation, and then we had a few requests for computer science and robotics. But, and it's been 4 years since we started, and in the last couple of years, what we found is that schools, public schools and private schools, they want us to actually go to them and provide training to them. So we go to public school and private schools. We do after-school programs, as well as we design and develop technology curriculum for schools, and we teach it too. We also work as consultants for National Education Foundation in the United States in Dallas area, and we work with school districts that the majority of the population of those school districts come from underprivileged homes, and we help on behalf of National Education Foundation. We do cyber learning academy, so we help districts integrate cyber learning into their curriculum. So. This is just a short video. We'll probably, I don't know if we want to watch all of it or not, but it will tell you a little bit about what we do. And in the last 2 years, Minecraft has been a, I guess, driving force behind our programs, because we do a lot of summer camps. And during summer, Minecraft is one of the sessions that, for some reason, all kids and parents want. But both kids and parents, they have different reasons.
Well, Minecraft started out as strictly a summer program for us, but now with further research, we have actually taken it into some of our curriculum as well, using it as a tool, and that's what we'll talk about a little bit later. Okay. But this is a little short video one of our instructors made that kind of shows you what we do. Most of what you're seeing in this video are some of the projects that the students have created. Like Yulia was saying, that Minecraft, 3D animation, 2D animation, graphic arts, robotics. In the summertime, we do video production and movie making, and some of the things that the kids do, they'll integrate actual 3D animation with their movie making and chroma keying. And so there's a lot of things that they do. And with all of this being said, they're not just using these as a tool to create, and we're trying to hit that top of the revised LIMS taxonomy, but they're also integrating a lot of their core subjects, and they don't realize they're doing. For example, in animation, they have no idea that they're doing physics and biology. They just understand that they have to, follow an arc for a ball bouncing, and it, travels, the speed changes and things like that. And then when we go back and we tell them, hey, you remember this? Well, this is why, and it gives them an applicable reason as to what those core subjects we're trying to teach them, and they can take it and connect it from their previous learning into what they're doing here.
This video, it will show you first, for example, this is game design, this is the software that we use, and all the examples that you see, kids actually designed it. But we try to keep our ratios, student-to-teacher ratios, very similar. So we do provide individualized learning, and basically we try to, it's not easy. Most of our classes are project-based. They work in teams, and you can see that in this video, later, the advocacy, kids are having fun. created this were actually too young for it, but still, I mean, through this game, they learned more about Jami than they would probably learn. And this is robotics for younger kids.
These are ages 6 to 8. So with robotics, they learn about simple machines, gears, ratios, things like that. We have preset projects that they do, and then once because our classes are so small, it allows them to kind of move at their own pace. So if we have one that just zooms right through it, that allows them to take it to that creative level again and create even more complex projects with all of the tools that they have there. They actually not only build, but they do program as well. So there's logic within this too. It's drag and drop programming, but it's an introduction to programming for them too. This just kind of shows you how they interact. They're all working together. There's a lot of cooperative learning and a lot of opportunity for the students to bring in knowledge from their life experiences into the classroom and put it to work to create new knowledge. This is an example of where they did 3D modeling and animation using chroma key. This one was actually created, that first one was created by a student who had, she had a very debilitating disease where she couldn't speak and she was completely in a wheelchair and she had to control the keyboard with her head, and still yet she could create that. So it's really neat to see how far these kids can take it. So with all these different tools that we use, we have connected learning. The one that we're going to focus on more today is Minecraft. How many of you have ever played Minecraft? One person played Minecraft? One.
How many of you have kids who play Minecraft?
Okay, how many of you have heard of Minecraft? Okay. Minecraft is, for those of you who have not heard of it, it is a sandbox game, meaning that the students work in a three-dimensional world, and they can play with other students online. Now here in a minute I'll talk about how we use it in our setting, but they can play with students online to mine for resources, to build cities, to it's survival, things like that. It's all built using pixelated blocks that are very similar to anything you would have seen in the 80s, and that's been one of the phenomenons about it, is that people would look at it and say, why is this so popular with kids these days? Because graphics are so much more intense, and that there's really not been an answer. That kids just absolutely have taken to it worldwide, to the point where Microsoft just bought them in the fall for $2.6 billion. So obviously it's been a huge success. Go ahead.
Yeah, this right here is basically the framework for Arts and Technology Institute. And one of the reasons why we left public education, because we consider ourselves constructivists, and more so social constructivists. We believe in holistic approach to learning, and to us, if you, for example, through game design, this is, in my mind, this is one of the best examples of holistic approach to learning. So basically, and before lunch, we listened to the presentation where they discussed revised Bloom's taxonomy. This is exactly what we base our approach on. You know, creativity is the pinnacle of new Bloom's taxonomy. So this is what we would like kids to do. We would like them to create, but before they can create, we have to give them some type of, you know, basic knowledge. So we start with basics, and then we build upon it. And this is basically gives us the foundation for the connected learning. And as I said, game-based learning is a good example of connected learning. And then we found MinecraftEDU. This is the educational version of Minecraft that we use to implement connected learning into the classroom. So as far as game-based learning in literature, there is no consensus on what it is. So when we talk about game-based learning, it is basically using games to support teaching and learning. And those games don't have to be educational. Can be any type of game. FPS games, first-person shooter games can be educational, but it all depends on the context in which you use it, the content of the game, and your instructional strategy. So this is extremely important because we think that games can be a very good medium for teaching, but it's kind of like Clark-Kozma debate, So we believe that games is a very good medium for teaching, but you have to use it right.
Okay, so like Yulia was saying, at ATI, Arts and Technology Institute, we use MinecraftEDU. MinecraftEDU is growing in popularity in schools globally because it allows teachers to have more management over what's being done. So for example, the best way I can say this is just to tell you an example of what we would do it. We set up private servers, so the students all have to log on to the same server within our classroom. So if we were all in here playing Minecraft, you would all be told to log into a specific IP address, and it would all connect us together. No one outside can get into that world. Okay, so from that point on, the instructor has the option of setting up which type of Minecraft game they're going to play, if it's going to be survival or creative mode, and there's different modes and things like that. The instructor also has the option of giving them a specific set of resources or making them mine for them or go find them. He also has the option, and this one's my favorite, of freezing them. So for that kiddo that decides to go over and do what I had to learn the terminology for, it's called griefing. Griefing meaning that you're going over and destroying your neighbor's items, whatever they've built, or trolling, meaning you're kind of going around hassling them. The instructor can freeze you in your virtual world, or he can teleport you back to a certain place that he wants you to go. So these are all really good tools to use that MinecraftEDU has that the other Minecraft doesn't necessarily have, because the other one's public. This one is a private setting. And so it affords the instructor that classroom management during the game-based learning that otherwise may or may not been able to have been done with other games. So, so that's what we set up with all of our Minecraft classes. The students are given a specific predetermined goal or outcome that they want to reach. For example, we may be teaching architecture, and we would go through a different type of architecture each day, and we would look at one of the themes is Roman and Gothic architecture, and you'll see some pictures of it. I think, it showed it in the video too. The instructor would show different types of Roman and Gothic architecture. It would go through and talk about the different parts of it and why and so forth. And then the students will bring in some of the knowledge that they know. For example, stuff they saw on Percy Jackson movies, about the Roman gods and things like that. And then they take that knowledge and they go and they build their world within that theme. So you'll see a world that's built with Roman baths and, the things that resemble the Parthenon and, different things like that. So they'll actually create a full world built around that theme. And that's where we bring in the connected learning. Like I said, they'll bring in things that they already know. They connect it to what they're doing that day, and they create new knowledge. And that is the foundation on which this presentation was based, is they're taking, go back one more. They're taking all of their interests that they have. Some of them, for example, were talking about building Mount Olympus in one of the things, and they knew that they wanted to put thrones on top of Mount Olympus. Whether or not that was historically accurate, they knew that they wanted their gods higher than the people and that wasn't ever taught to the kids within our class. They just took that knowledge and put it into their world that they had constructed. So they take all of their interests, they take all of their experiences and things like that from outside of the classroom, and they bring them into the classroom to connect learning and create new knowledge.
Okay, so basically the research that is part of Jami's dissertation was done, the data was collected last summer during our summer program, and usually when we first started doing our summer programs, we had about 400 students, and about 400 students, but this year we are going to have 800 to 1,000 students. So out of those students last year, we probably had 300, 350 students that went through the Minecraft program, and every session was recorded. We also asked them to do blogs. They had to blog at the end of each day, and and then everything was transcribed, and then had to go and analyze all the data and all the artifacts that they produced and so on. So this video shows you what they did the second day of camp. So basically they had about an hour and a half of instruction. The problem that we ran into is that many kids, they don't know how to use a computer, keyboard and a mouse, because they're so used to mobile devices, number one. Number two, game consoles, that they don't have motor skills to use a mouse and a keyboard at the same time. So one of the benefits of playing Minecraft is that you do have to use mouse and a keyboard at the same time. So we probably spent the first day teaching them how to do it. And then, and this is narrated by our instructor.
Scroll it over to where it actually starts showing.
Yeah, so it's right here. So let's see.
Dean at the
On the-
McKinney
on the
location,
blog,
and
our-
just wanted to show you guys, show parents
On the
especially
blog,
an
our,
update on what we've been working
Our
on.
instructor was very good about
And
trying to
actually
create
today we
videos at
covered,
least every
Gothic
other day
and
that went
medieval
along
and,
with the pictures of
Baroque
the kids, because
architecture.
every day the kids would have to
So
blog
we
what
had
they
an
liked, what they
example
learned that
building here,
day,
and we actually
and there
talked
would be
about flying
corresponding
buttresses
pictures
and
so the
things
parents
of
could
that
see what
nature.
was going on. But
you know, we actually went
this
into
is
quite
a
a
structure
lot of
that he
details
used
about all
to
the
show
different,
them medieval
types of,
architecture and teach them
architecture
about
we're
flying
covering and
buttresses,
everything,
which they all giggle at
and
that.
why they
that's
might
their
be the way
favorite
they
part.
are and all that.
But then in just a
Anyway,
second, you can
what
see
our
that they're
students
starting to
have been working on
create
so
their
far
own world
in two
in this,
teams. One
using
is
the
called Team
same
Taco and the other
stuff
one's
that they had
called,
just learned, some of the
what were they
different
called?
architectural structures.
Team Unicorn? I don't know what they were called. They've changed their name several times. But they're working on like a small
And
town
we
over here that
primarily
actually got
did this
kind of
for
a,
the parents,
I guess,
because we feel that it was very
public shaming
important
type
to
of,
educate the parents, because they're very skeptical about games. Many
that
of
was a
them
very
think
loud
it's
noise.
a waste of time. But
Clearly from one of the more recent updates to Minecraft. But
most of
they're
them
actually working on a more Gothic
found that
architecture
this was very
inspired
useful and
building
very
right here. And then on
helpful
the
to
other side,
understand what kids
the
were
team has
actually doing.
got a little less built.
One of the challenges that we had, as we mentioned before, is and you probably know about the flow theory. We had kids, and some of them were so obsessed with Minecraft, they knew things that even our instructors didn't know. So we had to find things that were challenging to them, but at the same time did not create anxiety for other students. But we wanted all of them to have fun. So we had to improvise, and a lot of times we did have our lesson plans, we had our ideas, but what we found to be extremely helpful is to have scope and sequence, to kind of have learning objectives. This is what we want you to achieve by the end of 5 days, but how you get there, it basically was up to the instructor and to the students.
So these are some examples. I'm just going to run through these really quickly. You can see some of the kids' pictures, and then their examples of the blog entries that they'd created for the day. It was cool. We got to make a treehouse and play capture the flag. I learned how to build a treehouse. Built a treehouse with my friend. It was boss. We killed the orange team, but they won't admit it. This is an example of an actual treehouse town that was built by the kids. And I think we're running out of time, but we'll scroll through it real quick just so you can kind of see.
This one over here, I've decided to all team up now, and they're going to be building giant bridges through these empty lots to each other's. I've set up the separate lots so that everybody has the same amount of space, and everybody's prevented from messing with anybody else's spots unless they have permission to, because it's actually all blocked off, which is kind of nice. We haven't really had problems with that this week, though, so...
So you can kind of see that's, in a nutshell, what they've created. To just summarize everything, this game-based learning concept, whether it's Minecraft or anything else, it can be very effective because this is a kid, the kids are having fun, they're learning, and they're playing. The key element is play there. However, it's not going to work if your instructors don't buy into it and your instructors don't prepare by learning the game inside and out before they even try to bring it into the classroom, because the kids will call you out on it like that. So it's everybody's responsibility as far as administration down to be prepared. And then the students, once they see that you're prepared as an instructor and you're excited, then they're going to take ownership of that learning themselves, and then all the new knowledge will be created and your outcomes will be achieved. Your goals and outcomes will be achieved.
And as parents, play with your kids, and you will discover the power of games, because they can be very powerful.